Well, again, welcome back to another video. On this one, I wanted to do more as my thoughts as to what and how the Bengals need to, what the Bengals need to do to get this season turned around. I know it's only been 3 games, but something's got to be done, or else we're not going to make the playoffs again.
Yeah. Some
I
of it is a little bit out of the team's control as far as Burrow getting hurt.
Right, and there's
Um,
been other injuries
right.
on the team as well, but
That's not always something that. Sorry, I got to cable it. I'm kind of tangled up in. Um, it's not always something that a team can deal with. Sometimes it is. You get a really bad O line and you
yeah.
guys getting tackled all the time, which you guys do suffer from.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was to kind of figure out your thoughts on what's going on and maybe what can be done.
Yeah, looking at what I saw from clips and things like that from the game on Sunday, it was like the team didn't even, like, their minds weren't there at all. Um Browning usually can come out and get everybody back in line, and he can
He can lead
become
the
that
team.
leader,
He can lead the team.
and that needs to be done, but it can't all be on one player. These players need to all get together and come up with ways.
Well, it's kind of your team captain's jobs,
Right.
Um,
And I just don't. I mean, Burrow, you see him on the field, you see him during practices, you see him all this time. He kind of takes the brunt of everything, and everything is his fault, and that's not true because he's one person. But he always feels as though,
well, as a quarterback, you typically are the leader of a team,
right.
especially the offense.
But now Browning's trying to get into that role, and it's not vibing,
Well, I
and
think
I'm
some
not
of it
sure.
is people still see Joe as the leader.
Right, and
Jake's got to be careful coming in and not being like, okay, I'm the leader now, forget about that. He's got, it's a fine line to walk, and if
yeah,
being a good quarterback isn't just how well you can throw the ball and protect the ball and manage your offense. It is
right.
definitely a leadership position. And Jake may not be the guy that has a really big presence as a leader. I don't know. But
Yeah, I'm not sure on that because there are some times where it's almost like he's a part-time leader.
but he is. That's exactly what he is. He's
Yeah,
a backup quarterback.
right.
But I think the problems go a lot deeper than that.
Yeah.
I think the leadership problem starts. I think it really starts with your ownership of that team.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think your players are looking at what went down this offseason with Trey Hendrickson and stuff like that. And I don't know everything that happened as to why Nixon isn't there anymore. Mixon isn't there
Yeah,
anymore.
that I can't
And some
remember.
other players that aren't there anymore.
Right.
And I'm wondering if some of these players are like, why am I going to go out there and sacrifice myself on that field of getting hurt
Mhm.
and give my all to this team when I know it comes time for my contract, this is how I'm going to be treated.
Yeah.
There's no loyalty, it seems like.
Yeah.
I don't think your GM does a good job, and I don't think your coach is doing a good job.
No.
And it's hard. I've been in situations where upper management,
Mhm.
more command for us, but
Right.
just wasn't the right people.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, I'm not, what am I doing this for?
Yeah.
Why am I putting myself out there in harm's way?
Right.
They don't have my back. They don't understand what we're trying to do. And it's like they're just out there covering their own ass and not worrying about the people out here that are doing it.
Right.
Now, that's not to say that they don't care at all,
No.
but I don't think they're the right people for it. I don't think Zach is the answer at coach.
No, I'm sorry. Every time recently, like I looked up his record that he's had with
How
us
long's he been with you guys?
since 2019.
2019. So, yeah, it was 6 years.
Yeah, and in those 6 years, we've had 48 wins and 53 losses. Yes, we went to the AFC Championship. Yes, we
Twice.
went to the Super Bowl. Things like that. I get all of that, and that's awesome. But when you have a coach that's more buddy buddy than
I think that's a problem
disciplinary,
across the NFL. It's almost like I listen to people talk and they're like, "Oh, these old school coaches don't understand what these new age players need, and that they don't need this and they don't need that." And it's like, I'm
right?
sorry, you're wrong.
Yeah,
You need these hard nosed coaches sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah, the coaches have got to understand that they're dealing with kind of a new generation to a point, but the new generation also has
that's
to
it.
understand that this is still football
Yeah,
and the job hasn't changed. We need to go out there and win games.
right.
And if you can't keep your act together off the field, I don't need you on my field.
Exactly. And with with Taylor, it's oh well, we'll just bench the so and so for a couple of games. He'll learn his life. No,
That works with
it,
some people.
it works with some, but not all.
You guys have not had as much problem as some other teams have had with
Right.
off-field
Issues.
issues coming to the forefront. I'm not saying you haven't had any, but you haven't had like some teams have.
Right.
I think you've got a talented group of players, and I think you've got a group of players that want to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at some of it, it's just there's little things, and I think people think, "Oh, that's small. Why are you worrying about that?" It's little things you see. Sometimes the big things
You don't.
are hidden, and I
Yeah.
know that seems odd. You think, well, you see the big stuff. Some of them, when you see them, that they don't seem motivated.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They get up off the ground slow, and yeah, you take a hit, you do, but it's like they didn't really take a hit, or
Yeah.
they're not hustling, or
Mm-hmm.
things like that. And a lot of times, that's just that mentality of, "F this, I'm giving up."
Yeah.
The morale,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
the the locker room tightness. Maybe I'm seeing things completely different, but it's just little things that catch me as somebody who has had to really worry about the morale of their troops. Has
Right.
really had
Yeah.
to look at those little things as indicators of bigger problems.
Right.
I guess is where I'm going
Yeah.
with it. I see stuff and it's like, I don't like that.
Well, it's like the recent games that I have, like clips and things like that of a play that went wrong or this and that, and Taylor's just standing there. It's like there's no,
So
you know,
if you
players coming off the field and he doesn't go up to him if the play went right and he's happy they scored, you know, you don't see any of that.
if you have 3 or 4 players that are disgruntled or um, unmotivated or pissed off,
Mm-hmm.
that's typically those players.
Right.
When you have a big part of your team that's that way,
Mm-hmm.
the problem is above them.
Yeah.
It is coaching staff, it's management, it's ownership, things like that. Or you have a really toxic presence in the locker room. Sometimes that's 1 or 2 players,
Mm-hmm.
but again, that goes all the way back up to coaches, general manager, owner, because they need to recognize, hey, I don't care how good that player is, they're effing toxic and they're ruining everybody else's mood and ruining the locker room. They need to be gone.
Yeah.
I don't care if they are, oh my God, they're so great. If they're sucking everybody down, one man can't win a football game.
Yeah.
Now, one player may make the play that wins the game, but
Right.
one player cannot win all on their own. Somebody else, everyone else had to do their job to put you in a position where that one play won you the game, or that one series of downs won you the game,
Yeah.
or lost you the game.
Right. Yeah.
Obviously, when your star quarterback goes down, it's draining on the team.
It is.
You
It
guys
is.
just come off a shitty season last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not the great season before that.
Nope.
Now everything's like, oh, hey, we're going to hit this. We're all here. We got good players. We drafted pretty well, and
Yeah.
boom, Joe goes down. And I think there might also be some of that, oh, not again.
Yeah.
If you're Jamar Chase, you're T. Higgins, you're Trey Hendrickson, you're any of these top guys, you're seriously sitting there going, do I want to stay with the Cincinnati Bengals? That's not saying that they're like, I want out, but I guarantee you they've asked themselves this.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to be here? Or do I want to go play somewhere that I think's going to have a chance to put a ring on my finger?
Right.
If you're at that point, are you going to go out there and risk a serious injury that's going to keep you from getting to another quality team? Would
Yeah.
you do that?
No.
Again,
No.
I don't think you guys are doom and gloom, it's over, burn everything to the ground.
Right.
I think you need a few changes.
Yeah.
And I think one of your biggest ones is your head coach.
Yeah.
There's times that head coaches have been changed, not because they were bad coaches. They just didn't
Have the
they lost
personnel.
that locker room. They lost that respect from the players. And getting that back,
Is very,
damn
very
near
different.
impossible.
Yeah. We need, in my opinion, now again, this is my opinion, we need a coach like Dan Campbell. I mean, he's hard ass and
But he's also, like you said, when they come off the line,
he's
he's
there
right
to
there. Fist pump, hugs, high fives.
a smack.
You know.
What were you thinking?
No, but I
But
mean, he's there,
no.
positive reinforcement. And he will run your ass into the ground when you screw up.
Yeah.
But he's also going to say, okay, now we know not to do that. Now let's go out and do it right.
Okay, we did this. Let's learn from it. It didn't work.
Right.
With Taylor, it's like, okay.
It seems that way. And we don't see a lot of. One thing I think that the Lions do really good is they put out all those videos of the locker room discussions.
Yeah.
They put out a lot of that stuff. You guys, I don't see as
We
much.
don't see a whole lot. Like, we see I've seen clips where, one of the players dresses up in whatever uniform they're going to be in for that week, for that game. And they stand in front of the locker room doors.
The mannequin one. Yeah.
The mannequin.
No, I'm talking
things like
your-
that, but
I don't see your locker room speeches from your coach.
I have.
Okay, I just don't see a lot of it. But regardless, he doesn't have the presence. Dan Campbell is one of those unusual personalities like that. You're not going to find the exact thing. You guys do need a hard-nosed coach.
Yeah.
You need a Dan, a Bill Belichick,
Yeah.
John Gruden. You need some of these old school coaches, I think, or guys that coach that way.
Yeah.
That can be there to tell you when you did good and pick you up when you need picking up, but also can put you on your ass when you need to be put on your ass.
Yeah.
And then pick you up and say, okay, let's go do this right. You have to have that. There has to be that coach, player,
Yeah,
there has to be that
exactly.
separation.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the problem in Miami. I think
Mm-hmm.
Mike McDaniels too much wants to be your friend instead of
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be your coach. And I think, like you've gotten to, Zach tries to be a little bit too much of your friend and not enough of your coach.
Right.
And you can do both to a point, but you always have to be that coach.
Yeah, and my thing is like being like during the week when they're doing practices and things like that. I've seen them nose to the grindstone, they're hitting it hard, all that stuff. But then I've also seen towards like maybe the end of practice or however it is that they're kind of goofing off. They're still,
Yeah.
running plays and
That's
things like
okay.
that. But
That's okay if everything's going well.
yeah, well, right now, not
They're
everything.
not. And you also have to determine that some based on your personnel. Because if you push too hard with the wrong personnel, you're just going to make things worse. But you also need to sit them down and be like, hey, this isn't what we all signed up for.
Mm-hmm.
To be, yeah, okay, you guys, what, 2-1?
Yes.
So you've got, right now, you've got a good record.
Yeah.
It's the future outlook that
Hmm.
you've lost Joe for, in my opinion, the year.
Yeah.
If he comes back, let's see, September, October to November, November to December, he may be back mid-December, maybe. They
Right.
said, could be 3 months. That would put mid-December. But does that mean that mid-December is when he can start training and working out, or does that mean mid-December is when he can play?
Right.
Let's say it's mid-December before he can really start, working out
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
practicing hard and all that stuff. Well, now you're end of December, 1st of January, probably before he's ready.
Hmm.
Your season's set almost. I mean, unless you're right on the verge where, okay, we got to win out and we're in, and I don't know if you're going to be there.
Right. I don't. And like getting back to like Jake Browning, yes,
He can win you games.
he can win us games. I mean, he won the last four, I think it was, last
I
year.
think he's inconsistent.
Yeah.
Hence, one reason he's a backup. And I don't
Hmm.
mean that as a slam to backups, but there's a
Right.
reason that people are backups and not starters.
Right.
And sometimes it's an inconsistency. Sometimes they're not the best on-field leader. Sometimes they can go out and play 2 or 3 games in a row and do all right, but after that it starts getting to him too much for one, the pressure or whatever.
Hmm.
And he's a damn good backup quarterback. I don't think he's starting QB material. Now there's some teams that probably wouldn't mind having him because their starters are horrific.
Right.
You know,
Right. Well, because I just, I'm on edge a little bit because I feel as though, from what I saw and from what I've read and heard about, obviously, the game against the Vikings, yeah, Browning didn't
you know,
have the
5 turnovers.
had the greatest time. Um, but the O line wasn't there to protect and give him time to
And that's, I think,
make
a
plays.
big thing where your upper management has to take a lot of blame here.
Yeah.
You guys have never had a good O line that I've seen
Hmm.
in the 5 years, 6 years or so that you've been following the Bengals.
Right.
The year you made it to the Super Bowl, you had an okay O line.
Right.
I wouldn't have called it stellar, but it
Well,
was good.
no, but still, it
It's
was
gone
good. And
downhill ever since, and they keep,
yeah.
oh, we're going to bring in this guy, oh, we're going to bring in that guy. They're not drafting well.
Yeah.
They're not retaining well on some things, and they're not developing who they have well.
Mm.
But they're also not going out and in free agency and getting guys. Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah.
I get that. Good O linemen
Are going to
are
be.
not
Yeah.
cheap,
No.
but neither is your $255 million contract quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really want him on his back?
Every game.
Yeah,
Just
five
about.
times a game.
Yeah.
Do you want him having to rush to try to get the ball out because he's about to get sacked?
Yeah.
You've got to give any good quarterback still needs enough time in the pocket for receivers to get open.
Right.
It does no good to get the ball and throw it if your receivers can't be open. Or it's a check down, it's 5 yards, it's 4 yards. Yeah, that works some,
Yeah.
but there's times when you need those downfield plays.
Right. Okay. So, everybody was, oh my God, we drafted so and so and so and so. Looking at the O line, they're, um, yeah, they're good sized players. Can that count against them? You got
What, being
players
so
that
big?
are almost 6'8", 6'9",
6'8",
whatever.
350, 355 pounds. That is good when somebody comes up and grabs you and wants to push you.
Right.
It's not good when the guy goes, boom, around you. And you're like,
Right.
when
No.
you're that size, and that's I think what you're getting at, when you're that big,
Yeah.
typically you're slower to move. That's just physics. I go this way, and now we're going to go this way, and it's 350 pounds to move. Sometimes you're better off being a little bit smaller, but faster. Because you don't have to hold that D line for 10 seconds, 8 seconds.
Right.
Really
You
should be
get-
like 4 or 5 at absolute most.
Yeah, you
and the
just
ball's
need
out.
you need enough time for the quarterback to be able to look downfield and get the ball out.
And to get your wide receivers, your
Running backs.
tight ends
Yeah.
open. Running back, that's where the big guys really can help.
Yeah.
Because they need to open up gaps. But even guys that aren't necessarily as big, I'm not talking you got O-line guys that are, 210 pounds. And we're still talking
Yeah.
290, 320.
Right.
But we're talking
still-
guys that are quick.
Yeah,
Quick on
they're-
their feet and quick with their hands.
Yes.
And work together as a team. Now, I don't know how good your O-line coach is.
I
Maybe
don't,
that's part of the problem.
because they just went out and dumped. I mean, they dumped. I think everybody off of that, all the coordinators.
Those are
And-
coordinators. But your O-line, okay. Your
Oh.
O-line coach is not a coordinator. That's a whole separate.
I think they got rid
Okay,
of all.
That's
of
what I'm
them.
getting. I don't know if they got rid of
I
your
can't
positional
remember. I know
coaches.
that they got rid of the defensive coordinator, Lou. I know they got rid of him.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes, you got Al Golden.
I want to say that they got rid of all of them. I'll have to.
And
look.
maybe this year is just going to be the year it takes all your new coordinators and coaches to figure things out. It shouldn't
Right.
take them a full year, but
Right.
so here's another thing. What do you do in the meantime? Do you rock with Jake, or do you try to find someone to bring in?
Yeah, I've seen things on that is to dump Jake and try to go for like Dalton.
I
or-
wouldn't dump Jake. I'd keep him
Right.
as my backup.
Right.
Do you bring in another QB just for sign him for this year?
I don't know.
And who? That's the thing. I don't
right,
even know who's
who?
available.
I don't.
I mean, well, Russell Wilson might be here pretty quick, but I don't think you want him.
I personally, I don't want Wilson.
No.
There's been talks and analysts saying Cousins, but again, like you said, we can't afford him.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. They gave him this ridiculous contract that I
Right.
think was either 100% guaranteed or almost 100% guaranteed. And if you took him, you've got to
Pay
pay that. And I think there's still a few years left, and it's big money. You don't have the
We don't have
cap
to.
space.
Yeah.
So unless Atlanta was going to pay him, and you just say, "Hey, come play for us for $2 million a year," and they pay him the difference, Atlanta has to pay the difference.
Right.
Okay, but is he the answer? Kirk Cousins can play well,
Right.
but behind your O line is where the problem is.
Yeah.
You almost need a Lamar Jackson style QB that's big, mobile, and can throw too. Now, I say that, and he just got his ass handed to him 7 times against the Lions.
Well, yeah, but it's
You'd almost need
a
that
player
kind of-
like
yeah.
that.
You almost
know.
need that really elusive, mobile quarterback, which is something that Joe is not.
No, he is not a mobile.
When you have a
quarterback.
pocket passer like him, who can get you some downs here and there,
right,
and he
he
can
does
avoid some sacks now and then. I
Yeah.
think he's more mobile than like a Tom Brady was, and some of those guys, the old
Right.
guys used to be. But he is no Lamar or Allen or even Mahomes or some of these guys that
Right.
are like, okay, you want to blitz me, I'm going to squirt it around and get 10 yards, 8 yards, whatever. When you have that kind of a pocket passer, you've got to have one hell of an O-line.
Yeah.
You don't have it.
No.
So right now you need to go out and look, and I don't think Jake Browning is is mobile enough.
Not that I've seen. Now, granted, again, he's a backup, so you don't see a lot of him when,
But do you bring in somebody who's really may not be the best passer, but is a lot more mobile? But you guys aren't really set up for the run game either.
No.
You just aren't. You've got 2 phenomenal wide receivers. And a damn good quarterback when he's on his feet.
Yeah.
And that's your offense. We've seen the numbers you guys can put up.
Oh, God, yeah. We put up damn good numbers.
You can put up mid-30s to low 40s.
Yeah.
Even playing against some of the best teams out there.
Right.
The problem has been you can't stop them from putting up even more numbers. But
Right.
that's defense. I don't know where you go. You know, you've
No,
got
I
to
know.
build in the trenches. You've got to build that O line.
Yeah. I even looked at like their depth chart as to what players they have right now. I looked at their practice squad, and maybe the thing to do is do that. Switch out,
You can't just. I don't think you can just switch out practice for your regular guys.
Right. Well, what I meant by that is like on our depth chart, not counting the practice squad.
Yeah.
If you're looking at that, you've
I'll
got
put the backups in
put the backups to them in or switch them
more.
more often. I mean,
Right now, the sky isn't completely falling for you guys like it is for some teams.
right.
You guys are not Miami.
No.
You guys are not, a few other teams out there that are just scratching their head going,
What's going on?
what do we do?
Right.
My concern is they better do something before you are in that situation. I said you're 2-1. The way you played this past week, you guys can find yourself 4-2 pretty damn quick. Or 2-4, excuse me.
Yeah, I
Two
know what
wins,
you meant.
4 losses, pretty quick.
Yeah,
Now that's going to be hard to come back from.
exactly.
I think all in all, you have a tremendous amount of talent on that team.
Right.
You got Trey Hendrickson for this year. I fully understand them not wanting to give him a long-term contract. And no
Right.
slam against Trey,
No.
it's his age.
Yeah, his age
Edge
and
rushers, I don't
Yeah.
know what the average career expectancy is of an edge rusher.
yeah, I don't know,
But
not without looking
What's
it
he,
up.
31? Or about to be?
About to be 31.
I'm going to say it's probably 32, 33.
Right.
And at that point, yes, you're going to have those outliers that were great until they were 35, 36.
Right, but that's
You know,
person to person, player to player.
yeah. So I can understand that. I think they should have tried to do a 2-year deal with him. Have him for this year and the following year. Because I
Right.
think he's still going to be plenty good.
Right.
I think he's one.
Yeah.
I think he is one of them that could be good a little bit longer, barring any unforeseen injuries. I mean, I don't care who you are, that can happen to you.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
You got him. I don't even know half the guys on your O line. I know you got Amarius Mims, and I know a couple of them like that. But
Yeah.
Mims is still. This is his second year.
Second year.
Second year. He's, well, a little bit I've seen, he's doing okay.
Yeah.
I think he needs better coaching.
Right, because like last season, he had, I say a lot, but he had calls on him for holding, things like that. Because
Common with rookie O linemen.
I'm sorry, I don't think anybody was working with him a whole lot to be like, no, you can't just do.
Well,
But
no,
he's-
I think what the problem was, because he knows it, because those rules I think are pretty much the same in college.
Yeah.
That part. He's so big and so strong in college, he dominated.
Yeah.
The difference between an offensive lineman in the NFL and a defensive lineman in the NFL ain't as much. There's a lot of times, if you look at some of the defensive linemen in college, they're a lot smaller than some of the O line. Here, they're a lot closer. I think he was like, oh crap, these guys are bigger, faster, stronger than what I'm used to dealing with on a daily basis.
Right.
And I think his only hope was to hold on some plays.
Yeah.
Was Ted Karras, was he? He was D-line.
No, he was our center.
He was your center. He's gone though, right? Who's the one that just retired?
Sam Hubbard.
Sam Hubbard. He was D-line.
I
He's the
believe-
one that ran the
Yes,
touchdown
he was.
back.
He was.
So you've got some new guys there, and I just think, and play calling has not probably been.
The greatest.
It's hard to say because I, for one, can't say I don't know what what play they called.
Right.
When your coach is talking into your quarterback's ear, we don't know what they're saying.
Right.
So
And
was it, hey, run this call, or see what they give you and go with what you think, or
right.
run this one, but if that's not going to work, run this one.
Yeah.
Depending on what the defense is
And
showing you.
with from what I've seen, my opinion is that Taylor's like, no, we're gonna go this play and that's it.
Well, okay, then
Is what I
maybe the
see
play
anyway.
calling definitely is part of it, and that can come down to your coaching staff.
Yeah.
Is he looking at his offensive coordinator and going, "What are your thoughts here?"
Yeah.
Or is he just going, "Hey, give me a run play." Well, maybe we should do a throw, a passing. No, give me a run play.
Right.
Okay, well, here's the run play. It's the best one I can dial up for you right now. And, and it sucked because you should have done a pass, or vice versa.
Right. Yeah.
Or give me a long throw down the sideline. Hey, no, let's go something over the middle to our tight end.
Right.
Right
Yeah.
here. But I don't know. I don't know enough about the game to sit there and claim to know every play. But also, we don't hear what's being called in. The announcers, especially if it's another quarterback that's in the booth,
Yeah,
will say,
right.
"Oh, look, they're setting up for this." Well, are they, or are they supposed to set up for something and end up throwing or doing something different?
Right.
That happens.
Yeah.
But I think the state of the Bengals right now
Hmm.
is not doom and gloom.
Right. I
Season's
think we
over.
can.
Give up. Burn it to the ground. And you're not right this minute flying high, going things are looking great.
Right. I feel as though we can get games under our belt. I don't have any question about that. My doubt is it going to be enough to get us into the playoffs and make
And
that run
if you get into the playoffs, are you going to be good enough to
to
compete?
to compete
Um,
against these other teams that
I say without Burrow, I think Browning might be able to get you guys into like a wild card position.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know beyond that what he can do.
yeah.
Here's the one silver lining, and it is still so early in the season. No team should be like, "Oh well, our season's over." You're 3 games in. Even
Right.
if you're 0-3,
You're 3 games
you
in.
could still go, what would that be? 14-3 in
Yeah.
theory. You could still go 10-7 and have a good season.
Yeah.
Um, the Browns are not. I mean, they just beat the Packers. They
Yeah,
got a
they
good
did.
defense,
Yeah, they do.
but still don't trust their offense. You know, the Steelers. Yeah, okay, they won.
Yeah.
Really, that's one of the few games where I would say I think the Patriots lost more than the Steelers won.
Yeah.
But the 5 fumbles.
Right.
I mean, the penalties. I think they beat themselves. I don't know with the Ravens. And what I mean by that is the Ravens are an incredibly good team.
Yeah, they are.
And I get that they just went up against the Lions, who I still say, when the Lions are 100% healthy and
Hmm.
their offense, their special teams, and their defense are all firing together, I don't know if there's a team in the NFL that can actually beat them, not consistently.
Yeah.
You might get a win here or there, but beat them consistently. But the Ravens didn't look like the Ravens. Derrick Henry didn't look like himself. Lamar didn't look like himself. There
Right.
was a lot there, and I think it's one of those things where other teams are going to look at and go, "Oh, that's how you deal with that when
Yeah.
it comes to them." So,
Yeah.
and that may make it difficult. So you may have a chance to win your division by winning 11 games.
Yeah.
And win your division.
Hmm.
That's your easiest route into the playoffs,
Right.
because all
Yeah.
division winners are guaranteed in. That's why there have been teams in the playoffs that had a losing record. but they won their division because they didn't suck as bad as the other three teams.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time that happened, but it has.
Right. I feel as though that, like I said, that Browning can get us up there. Yeah, we're leading the division right now, but what happens? Again, it's only week 3. Maybe this friggin' last game was
A fluke.
a fluke thing because it was the first full game after Burrow went down. Maybe
Well,
their
that
mindsets weren't with it fully.
and the Vikings are a good team.
Oh god,
I
yeah,
don't
I'm not
remember what the
taking.
final score was on that. I know
Yeah, I can't
was
remember.
that 36-10 or something like that, or was that
Uh,
somebody else?
I think it was somebody else. I know we scored 10.
And you guys got blown out.
I think it was 48-10.
Was it 38? Whatever it was.
Whatever it was. We got blown out.
You got blown out.
But my opinion, thinking that's what like I just said, is I feel as though it was everybody thinking, okay, Burrow's out, I got to step up, or Burrow's out, oh God, now what do we do?
And
You
that's
know,
where
I
your
think it
leadership
was their
has
off
to come in and
game.
go, hey, we're not out of this. And
Yeah.
you're not. I
No.
don't want anyone to think that we're like, oh, that's it, the season's over. And I mean, this whole state of the jungle thing is just fix this before it becomes a problem.
Right.
You are leading your division. You're 2-1. That's
Yeah.
a great record.
Right.
You know, yeah, I think I saw that there's 5 or 6 teams that are 3-0.
Yeah.
So there's some teams playing really well,
Well, yes.
and that's great for them. There's also some teams that are 0-3.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I just think right now this franchise has to take a look and go, we can't rely just on having a superstar quarterback.
Right. We need to
We
have
can't
all
rly
of
on
it.
just having 2 exceptionally good receivers.
Yeah.
We need to build a solid all-around team.
Yeah.
I will admit that's hard when you pay some of your players what they're being paid.
No,
And
I
at
know.
this point, there isn't any going back on that unless those players are willing to.
Right.
You know?
No, I know.
Between Burrow and Chase,
Mm-hmm.
that is a huge sum of money
Yeah,
per
it is.
year.
It is.
And T.
And
You
T
throw
as well.
T in there.
Yeah.
That is a massive amount of money tied up in 3 guys.
Yep.
When you need
More.
more O-line, you guys need a dynamic running back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not taking anything away from your running back, Brown,
Yeah, Chase Brown.
Brown.
But he's not putting up the numbers
Well-
when he gets the.
He also isn't the right. You need a power running back. He is not a power running back. He's not built that way.
Yeah.
Physically, he just isn't. You need a guy that's maybe not going to break off for a 35-yard run very often, but is going to power through and get you that 3, 5, 6 yards. And I know he does well with it. I think he does very well for who and what he is.
Yeah, he can. It's just there's certain times that
Well,
he
you-
just.
Again, your O line
Mm-hmm.
isn't open up, but you need another. Everybody wants what Detroit's got. I mean, going back to them again of Gibbs and Montgomery, that Sonic and Knuckles,
Mm-hmm.
or everybody wants a Saquon Barkley, or
Yeah.
you're not going to get that. They just don't
No.
exist. They don't grow on trees. Those guys,
Right.
They are phenomenal at what they do. They're some of the most fun guys to watch in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I really love watching the running backs. I just think it's really fun.
Right.
But you need that second guy. One to swap out better. I know you've got some others, but you don't have that like big playmaker.
Yeah.
And sometimes to put both of them out there and make the defense go, okay, who
Crap.
am I stopping?
Right. Who do
Who
I
am
go
I double or
after?
triple teaming and leaving somebody else one-on-one?
Yeah.
Tight end,
Yeah.
I think you could use,
We have Giuseppe.
and he's good,
He is.
but he needs a partner. You
Yeah,
know?
he needs someone else
And you've got-
on that field too. Yeah.
Alt.
Eric All.
All.
He's still not.
Right, that's what I'm getting at. I couldn't remember his name. Chargers took a guy, and you guys took a guy, and one was all and one is alt, and I can't remember which
Yeah,
one's which.
Chargers have Joe Alt.
Okay, and yours is
Eric All.
all. Okay,
Junior.
he hasn't. This is his second year in the league, and he's never taken a snap.
Yeah.
At some point, you may need to look and go, "Hey, I'm sorry, but bye."
Yeah.
I get it's not his fault, but that not being his fault doesn't change what the team needs.
Right.
You know, and
Yeah.
be like, dude, I hope you get picked up somewhere. You're probably going to, but either that or throw him on the practice squad
Yeah. And,
and,
go
and,
out
and
for
let him
somebody.
sit there. And
Yeah.
when he's healthy, and if he can make his way onto the team, great.
Right.
Because I feel bad for the kid.
I do too.
He's been drafted. He's gone through all this, and boom, he's been laid up. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it was.
I
But
think it was a torn ACL.
yeah, there's no reason he did that preseason last season.
Hmm.
He shouldn't. This is over a year now on a torn ACL.
It was the same as what he did
In
year before
college.
that in college.
That he's got an issue there that probably can't be properly repaired to do what he does.
Right.
So,
Right.
anyways,
But anyway, I feel as though, to cap this off, because it is getting
Yep.
kind of, is that I think we, like you said, we're not doom and gloom. I don't feel that way. I mean, yeah, there are things out there that it's like, okay. I believe that this team can
Turn it
rebound and take this last weekend's loss as like, holy crap, okay, this has got to change.
and this week is going to be
Yeah.
the determination on that. I think. You know, how do they respond?
Yeah.
You're going up against a team that should be really good in the Broncos, but a team that I think is in a similar situation of you guys.
Right.
Not 100% sure at quarterback right this minute.
Right.
You know, he's second year in the league for Bo.
Yeah.
You know, should on paper have a phenomenal defense. Didn't really show up as much as they should have.
Yeah.
Not saying they were, you know, absolute trash, but didn't play like they should have.
Right. So, yeah, I think my thoughts are that they're going to, for this week, how they've been practicing and all that, because they don't play until Monday night, is that they're going to look at last weekend's game, last weekend's films, and see,
Oh, they better be.
yeah.
If they're not, then what's Taylor's even job?
Right. If Taylor's not having them look at this and be like, okay, this is where that screwed up, yada, yada, yada. They need to do that. They need to see each previous game and rework.
Well, that's what they do when they watch film.
Right.
But we have known that there are some coaches that don't get big into the film part of it.
Right. They just get them out on the field and say, here, this is what we're doing.
Right. The coach will watch the film, but they don't always have the players. We've actually heard from players in this offseason, the end of last year, that they didn't sit down with the coach. The coach didn't have them sit down and watch
Yeah. And they need to do that.
film, and you've
So-
got to do it.
Yeah, I feel as though that they can come out and come back from this. I think they can bounce back. Not sure.
Believe it or not, I think I got bit by a mosquito today. In September, I know. They're still out there.
No, I know. I'm not sure how or what the record's going to look like. But
But I just think one of the biggest things to really look at isn't so much this season as, oh my God, everything's bad. This has been an ongoing, reoccurring thing, and it is for every team. But at some point in time, you have to look at the Bengals have to take a hard, long look at themselves and say, we are not built for longevity. We are not built for depth properly, and we're not built in the right places. How
Right.
do we start fixing this?
and fixing it now before.
Starting to at least.
Yeah.
It's going to take time.
Right.
I look at every year. you have one of the worst O lines every single year, but yet you draft O line or bring in O line players every year, and they still suck. At some point in time, you've got to look at and see it can't be every player that we draft is that bad or every player we bring in is that bad.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be the next step up.
Mm-hmm.
And the next step up is your O line coach. Again, don't know who it is. I don't follow.
Yeah,
Close enough.
I can't remember who it is.
And if you keep changing that position, maybe that's part of the problem. There's
Right.
no consistency. But the next step up from that is your offensive coordinator. But I don't know how much they spend with the O line. I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't
But
remember.
your coach needs to set back and go, because he needs to go to the coaches below him and go, hey, why is my O line so shitty? What are you guys doing?
Yeah.
You know,
And he doesn't.
you got a week to get them in shape, and if I don't see
Mm-hmm.
improvement, I'm going to start making changes around here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't mean in a
Right.
week I expect you to be the best O line in the NFL, but I better start seeing some damn improvement.
Right.
So,
So we'll have to see what Monday night brings. Do they improve? Do they not? I feel as though they're going to improve on certain aspects.
yeah, I wouldn't get totally like, oh my god, it's the end of it.
Yeah, no, and I'm not thinking that. My way of thinking right now is like, yeah, okay, you had one bad game. Out of the 3 games that you guys have
You had
played,
one really bad game.
you had one really bad game. Move on. Learn from it, but move on. Don't dwell on it. It's one game.
Yeah,
You dwell on it, your season's tanked.
yeah.
So,
You guys will do all right, but I do think there's concerns that, and we know all the fans see this. We see it in comments, and we hear, on other videos, and we hear it when we talk to people that we know that are fans, or at least football fans that follow the Bengals, at least some, and they're like, yeah, I mean, these are legitimate concerns
yeah.
that just seem like year in and year out don't get properly addressed.
And they need to. So,
You're wasting the career of a hell of a quarterback.
mm-hmm.
And I think 2 of the best wide receivers. I'd certainly put them in the top 6.
Yeah.
I'd put Chase in the top 2. In my own opinion, it's between him and Justin Jefferson.
Oh, God, yeah.
Although,
Mm-hmm.
there's a few others that I think depends on the day.
Yeah.
I think Amon-Ra can be up there sometimes. And
Yeah.
then CeeDee Lamb can be up there.
Yeah.
There's a few.
We'll, like I said, we'll just have to take it week by week right now. And I mean, hopefully they learn from each week. And
I really
improve.
don't want to have to go in and start playing O-line for them. Is my life insurance paid up?
I don't know. I know mine is.
Yeah, 'cause I would be dead on the first play.
But, all right. So, again, just wanted to
Yeah.
bump in and give my thoughts.
All right.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.